Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Hero and Shuttle here on Transistor. Got this replay off of the foreign Brood War Discord server. They provide valuable resources for Brood War fans in 2018. There's a link in the description. At the 9 o'clock position here on Transistor, it's going to be the yellow Zerg player. It is Hero. Oh, Gumsu Zhang. I cast him. Was it... I think it was a different... Oh, that's what I did. I cast a 2v2. Was it a 2v2 or like a 3v3? I don't know what it was, but I cast it. I was trying to figure out who the players were. It ended up being about 7 minutes long, so I didn't post it because it wasn't all that interesting. But Gumsu Zhang was somebody who was in there, so I guess that was Hero. Hey, learned something today. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the orange Protoss player. It is Shuttle. So orange and yellow, very appropriate for this Thanksgiving weekend. Those of you who are watching it as it's posting, and those of you who are American and care about American Thanksgiving, which, again, I recognize is probably not a huge number of you, but maybe, I don't know. Well, I should figure that out. What percentage of my Brood War viewers are American as opposed to from other countries? Because I know for StarCraft 2, it's a largely American, a bunch of Canadian, a bunch of German as well. Surprising number from Mongolia, which I'm not entirely... I don't understand why that's the case necessarily, but anyway. Anyway, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, you're enjoying your time off, you're watching some Brood War, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I will be casting that cheesy thing next week. I don't know, man. I've got too much stuff going on in my life. I'm casting WESG events consistently. It is absolutely taking all my free time. What free time I have from taking care of a family and having a full-time job and holding down this YouTube channel. So bear with me. I'll get there. I also have an amazing 3v3 fastest map ever replay I need to cast at some point, which I'm sure everybody's excited for. I'm holding off on that too until next week. So in the meantime, enjoy this little 1v1. I figured it's what my brain would be able to handle at this stage. Casting a million cheesy games, nope, too much stuff. Casting a 3v3, nope, not going to happen either. So here we are with some good old 1v1 action between Hero and Shuttle, two incredible StarCraft Brood War players. I'm just very excited to be able to cast this level of stuff. One day I'd like to cast it live as well, and I feel like I do pretty well. I mean, you guys, I do not recast games. I don't watch them in advance either. Some of you probably understand that. You're like, dude, Falcon, you don't know anything about what's happening, and if I watched the games beforehand, I would know, right? So I'm getting better at it. I'm basically exercising that muscle in my brain and saying, how do you do this? How do you cast live Brood War? How do you understand what's going on in real time? And I'm just doing it over and over. It's reps, man. Every sport, it's all about reps, and casting is basically a sport. Although you're not necessarily competing against anybody, or being timed necessarily, or tracked in. Maybe it's not a sport. Anyway, back on track. It's 12:30 in the morning, and I'm doing this for you guys. All right, so we have Zerglings on the ground. They're going to try to get up this ramp, but two cannons are very difficult for you guys. I mean, don't even really bother going up there. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. Transistor is a fun map, though. You have these little sneaky backways in. I have cast a game on this map before. I want to say it was Larva. Maybe it was Larva Shuttle on this map. And Larva just went Ultras and Zerglings and got Dark Swarm and was like, brah, here we go. With Lurker support there, too. So we'll see if Hero has a similar strategy here. Zergling can come up this ramp, but there's a cannon. See, this is how you have to wall off. I say wall off in parentheses with my fingers, which you can't see. I hope my intonation helps with that. Is you got to get cannon here. That covers both of the ramps. This cannon helps if the Lings try to come into your base and wipe these guys out. And then basically, you just hope you can get out some Zealots in time to chase those guys around. It's very hard. It's very hard to wall off two ramps at once as Protoss. But the bonus is you get this nice little expansion. Right? It's not bad. It's not a bad expansion to take. It's got a lot of minerals. It's got some gas there. And so far, it looks like Hero has no interest in moving in. No interest in moving in at all. Hey, did I show you what I found last time I cast Brood War? Check this out. See how there's colors up here you can see? If I go like this, they disappear. If I mouse move to the right, they go whoop. And if I go left, the colors come back. How weird is that? How weird is that? That might explain why some of the colors are missing in previous videos, but I really do think it's Windows Movie Maker just cutting off that edge around the entire screen, obviously. Not just up here, because that's impossible. So it's partly that, and partly, I think there have been times that I've used the mouse to scroll around, even though it's really hard in Brood War. It's much smoother in StarCraft 2. You'll notice I don't do it at all here in the Brood War, because it's jumpy and it's too sensitive is what it is. Anyway, so now the colors are back. Ta-da! So weird. So weird. Anyway, Spire on the way. It's going to be a 2-base, 3-base Muta opening here from Hero. That said, it only has... No, it's not going to be Muta opening. I lied. It is going to be Corsair versus Scourge. Corsair production has begun from Shuttle. Ah, see? See me recognize things a little bit earlier than I normally would. That's progress. That is progress, you guys. I've noticed you guys recognizing my progress in chat, and it helps me keep going here, because I like Brood War, and I always have. Always have, ever since StarCraft 1 came out, and I fell in love with Archons, even though I eventually chose Zerg for reasons that it just more meshed with my playstyle. I'm not a heavy micro player. I'm really just flood everybody. Larva is my spirit animal, where he just gets up a ton of bases and throws Zerglings and Ultras at people until they die. That's how I like to play. All right, Corsair flying on in. Gonna find some Overlords to kill, or will it? Again, Overlords are hiding. There's one up here. There's one here, trying to get to that top corner too. I don't think he's going to make it, unless the Corsair takes a wrong turn, and absolutely does, but will intersect with this Overlord, who, oh, maybe, oh man, this Corsair has the worst luck in the world. If he just turned right, he would have got an Overlord. If he'd just come a little bit sooner, he would have got that Overlord, and now these guys meet, and they're like, hey, somehow this Zerg's playing without any Overlords. Look at these guys running for the corners right now. They're like, if we can just make it, up there, then we can be happy. Scourge are like, all right, we are on Corsair duty. Let's find these guys and smash them right in the face if we can. These are Zealots. We can't do anything about that. The Zerglings are pushing out because this is way too many Zealot for that many Zerglings to handle. And is that's a creep colony sunken? Go, like instant sunken. There it is, because the Zealots are already on their way. It's almost too late for this, although the timing, I have to imagine, has been worked out by Hero in the past, and he knows exactly when is too late. So yeah, the sunken build actually morphs in real fast. And look at that. Perfect timing. Instant sunkens here. These Zealots are in trouble right now. That said, the Zerglings are all dead. This Overlord is going to die. Nope. Scourge, engage. Oh, the micro battle. The micro battle of Scourge versus Corsair is so dumb and so intense at the same time. Just barely a little bit faster than the Corsair. Oh, the jukes, though. The jukes and the cannons and the... Oh, that one actually got a hit off there on one of the Corsair, but not really worth it in the long run, I don't think. Hey, these Zealots, remember how I said they're in trouble? That was a lie. They're doing just fine. Thanks. They're going to kill every one of the Zerglings that come out and try to mess with them right now, which is just... This is amazing pressure out of Shuttle, and I like it a whole lot. Finally, the Zealots will go down as drones have to sacrifice their own droney bodies to get him. Remember how I was confused by this? It just means you can't take this base. It just means this is the third spawning location on this map, and if you take it, you have an unnatural advantage for your third compared to your opponent. So if nobody spawns, if these Overlords die to these Corsair, if nobody spawns here naturally, then there's a huge Kadarian Crystal formation. That means you can't easily take it. You can throw up a hatch or something over here, a Nexus over here, but it's not ideal mining, and nobody's going to take it for their third base, is the concept. So thanks for the comments that educate me on that stuff, you guys. It really helps increase the value and the quality of this channel for sure. Another Overlord goes down. Guess who's horribly supply locked, you guys? It's Hero. Nice target firing on those Scourge too. Another Overlord dies. Shuttle, man. Shuttle is absolutely on fire right now with these Corsair. And now he's going into DT because he can. Because he's wiping out the Overlords. He's making them afraid to even exist in the same universe as these Corsair. Oh crap, another one. And there's only one Spore Colony to deal with it. Oh boy. Oh boy, horribly supply blocked. Okay, not that bad. 49 to 46 right now. He is making Overlords to replace the ones that keep dying, and he can make a whole bunch in a row, which is the nice thing about being Zerg. And he's on 3 bases, which means he can afford to do so. It's just annoying. And this is using larva and resources on Overlords he'd rather be using on things like Hydras. If we're being honest here, he is making 13 Hydras too because he's Hero and he's really good at this game. But he's down 20 supply, which again, a position not that terrible for Zerg to be in at this stage of the game. But he's got Dark Templar coming in inside of Shuttles. And this base is in a heck ton of trouble right now. He can't bring the Overlords over, or else they die to the Corsair. This is amazing stuff. DT, goodbye, Hydralisk. Double teaming the Hydra there. Nice job. And then, yep, so here come the Scourge to cover the Overlord. That's going to try to come on over. Look at these just waiting in the wings. They're waiting for the Overlord to come. Oh, drones actually distracting the Dark Templar temporarily. Wouldn't you rather hit us? Juicy, juicy, delicious drones. Oh, Overlord pops, and Overlords die, and Dark Templar survives. One of them went down, but this guy's got 4 kills. He's having a great time. He's going to get this hatch. Hatch kill on a Dark Templar. That is something you tell your friends about when you go home. Hey, how was your day, Dark Templar B? Oh, it was great. You know, I went out, killed some drones. Yeah, it's a standard day. And a hatchery. What? That's right, and a hatchery. And then I got killed because there was an Overlord with speed and a bunch of Hydralisks, and the Corsair could not save me that time. So, pretty good snipe on that hatch. It was effectively, I mean, it was the main hatch for this natural base. But still, there's another one here, so it's not as bad as it could be. But guess who's here? A million Zealots. Million Zealots versus the Hydra. Zealots with legs are so good versus Hydralisk. Just because they're fast. Kiting slow Zealots is not that bad with Hydra. It takes a million shots for them to go down. But you can kite them pretty easily. But when they have legs, they just jump right on top of you. They jump right on top of your face and start hitting you with their side blades. And it's a bad thing, and you say, ouch. Anyway, Corsair feeling a little bit useless at this stage. They want to kill some Overlords if they exist, but look who's going mass Hydralisk. Yeah, that's going to be hero right there is what it is. Corsair, oh, the Overlords got found. The Overlords got found, you guys, and they are going to go down. Meanwhile, the Zealots clearing out, or being cleared out by the Hydralisks over here, but look at these Overlords are disappearing, you guys. They're just not. And then the Hydra show up and save a couple of them, but again, horribly supply blocked is hero. This may be the most efficient Overlord hunting I have seen from a Protoss ever in a StarCraft Remastered game that I've cast. This is amazing out of Shuttle, what he's doing. So meanwhile, back in Shuttle land, he's got a bunch of gateways. Obviously, the number of Zealots he's pumping out makes that obvious. He's working on High Templar. He's getting Storm. He's getting an Observatory, making cannons, and also going for a very nice third base here to try to keep up with the Zerg player, who should be going for a fourth anytime now, although again, being horribly supply blocked really shuts that down quite nicely. Hydra's coming on in, but they don't have Dark Swarm coverage, and there's Storm coming, and there's cannons, so maybe not enough Hydra to do this. I'm not sure if they know about the Storm, though, you guys. And yes, these guys do have Storm available, and I don't know if he can't see them, but he has to assume at this point, based on the number of Zealots and the saving up of gas, that Shuttle was able to get High Templar out and able to get Storm research. That's really the only thing you can take away from this right now. Trying to dive on. Oop, good Shuttle hit. Decent trade there. Couple Scourge for a Shuttle. He'll make that trade any day. Well, hero. But killing the Corsair is something he really, really wants to do. Hydras are just so hesitant about attacking into here, and very well they should be. Because there are Zealots and there are cannons, and this is not looking good for hero at all right now. This third base is basically impregnable just by Hydralisk until you get Lurkers out, which he's working on Lurker aspect, until you get Dark Swarm out, which is far away. It is far, far away right now. Is there even a Queen's Nest out for hero? Do I see a Queen's Nest, ladies and gentlemen? I do not. So definitely not even going to start on anything relating to Defilers for quite a while, which is great for Shuttle. This is fantastic play by him. Shuttle's just an amazing Protoss player, you guys. I understand why he is a lot of your favorites. Fourth hatch coming up here at about the 11:30 position on Transistor for hero. We've got Scourge flying around trying to do stuff. We've got Zealots coming up to shut this thing down. We have Hydras responding to make sure the Zealots can't shut this thing down. And they're going to converge right about here. And yeah, looking pretty good. The Hydras do have +1 attack. The Zealots are sitting on +2 attack, which means they have an advantage, but they're outnumbered by these Hydras by quite a bit, and they don't really want to engage there. So great response by hero, saving that hatchery. +2 Zealots can take down a hatchery that's morphing very quickly. That window was pretty darn small for hero, and he did not want to miss out. All right, so High Templar here has effectively full energy right now. Enough for 2 storms anyway, which is really what matters. And a bunch of Dragoons out here too, transitioning into Dragoons to deal with the Lurkers that are surely on their way, because guess what? Of course, there are Lurkers on their way. So, Lurker Hydra. Oh, no, High Templar, get out. So slow. Throw down a Storm on the Hydras. Actually, that was an amazing Storm. And what are these Lurkers doing burrowing in range of cannons? I guess they have the high ground, which is nice. And the cannons are in a lot of trouble. Nice flank attack from the Hydras to the top side here too. This base is in heavy amounts of trouble right now. This guy, you have any storms? You sure do. Be nice if you threw down a storm here. Come on, Shuttle, let's do this. Is he just giving up on this base? There's your storm. So there's your storm on the Hydralisk. Does he have enough for another one? No, he does not. That said, are these enough Dragoons just to deal with this? The Lurkers on the ramp are a major, major problem right now. A huge major problem for Shuttle, but he's pushing up. He's got the high ground division here with the Observer. The Hydra's doing work, though. 4 kills on that guy. Still, it looks like the Dragoons should be able to pull this back. Lurkers getting right on top of the Zealots getting right on top of the Lurkers, which is not ideal for them, but it's a desperate situation for Shuttle. He did lose his third base, and no, beautiful Storm there. and the Lurkers get pushed out. It is 144 to 97 supply in favor of the Protoss. Scourge getting some decent hits. The Corsair are finished off. We're done with Corsair. That was Shuttle not even caring at that stage, or perhaps he did care. I mean, your Corsair are pretty good for hunting throughout the rest of the game. Oh, this long-distance mining is so very, very sad. More Hydras showing up. +2 attack on these guys. The flank attack from the top. The Storm is good. The Storm is good here. Chasing away the Hydras. The Storm dodging is also pretty good from Hero. But man, he doesn't have enough money to throw down his third Nexus. He's in trouble. This fourth base is technically running for Hero. Not that it has much going on it at all. But Archon's on the way. I do enjoy a good Archon, as I said previously. My favorite unit early in StarCraft. I was just blown away by seeing that thing and the attack and the sound that it made. I was just, that was my first introduction to how awesome StarCraft 1 was. I remember that moment very, very well. In my friend's basement, friend who lived down the street, set up a LAN party with a bunch of friends, had a bunch of copies of StarCraft, Brood War, or StarCraft 1, legally purchased. Yep, 100%. Legally purchased all of them. And we had a good time playing against each other in a game that nobody had ever played before. That's a very rare experience, I think, in my life. Alright, so Hydras are going to be part of this late game situation for Hero. Guess what else is going to be part of the late game situation for Hero? Eventually Dark Swarm. There it is. There's your Hive. Finally mutating in. Got the Queen's Nest he needed. Overlord getting picked off and chased away, but he does have speed, and he's surprisingly hard to take down for Dragoons. Third base coming back for Shuttle, which is nice. I do like to see that coming back for Shuttle. Heading from the south to the north is Shuttle. He needs to take down this fourth base if he's going to have any chance of staying in this game right now. As the third base is coming back, but he's just so behind economically. He's allowed Hero to do whatever he wants for a while now. That is so much lurker spread. By that I mean 3 lurkers, but still pretty good nevertheless. Lurker's getting picked off here. Hydra's doing a ton of work on the right side. Lurker's burrowing right on in, rocking right through a little bit of Storm, which is bad for them. Some Zerglings showing up here too. The Archon needs to be in the front. Get to your front position. Archon, rah, 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 rah. Beautiful Storms. Zerglings right on top of Dragoons, which is really terrible here. Another Storm getting dodged by the Hydralisk. Dragoons pushing on into this third base. Can they get this third base? Suddenly the number of Hydras defending is minimal. There are just a handful here on this ramp. They're trying to use the high ground to their advantage. Zealots are inside this mineral line, wrecking it both inside and out. Zerglings being dealt with by the Zealots with their +3 attack. How many kills? 9 kills on that one Zealot. More Storms trying to flank from the bottom side. Not working out for Hero here either. More and more Hydras in production. 12 Hydras coming on in, trying to hold this thing. Another beautiful Storm. The great equalizer, you guys, is the Storm. Archon morphing in, trying to get shots off. Does the High Templar have any Storm remaining? Definitely does not. And it looks like Hero is going to be able to save his third base location. He lost a ton of drones in the process, which is not good for him, but his Hydra count is super duper healthy, and he's going to go maybe get a counterattack down on this third base of Shuttle. But no, also maybe not. I didn't see an expansion. Nope, no expansion being taken by Shuttle during that engagement. It would have been nice if he could have gotten one down, but that said, this counterattack of Hydra is looking incredibly dangerous, incredibly powerful for Hero. He's going for adrenal glands in the mix. Okay, that positioning was sick by Hero. These Dragoons were running from this group up top, and he just swung a group right through the middle here and caught the Hydras as they were running home. That said, if you're away from home, the cats are going to play. That is Zealots in this case. Zealots running on up here to try to get rid of this third base, but oh, walking through the Storms. This High Templar has 5 kills, and he's going to die. Mind you, he's got 1 hit point. We'll keep an eye on him for a second here. Zoom out a tiny bit. Zealots taking care of all Zerglings that are running in. Okay, this game is really, really good, you guys. This High Templar's alive. What is happening? Lurkers trying to come on in and deal with this Zealot incursion. They're going to do very well at it, but the hatchery ends up dead. Nice, beautiful Storm. The Templar does end up falling there. And another great Storm. Bit of a whiff on that one. This guy's taken... Oh, he missed on that one too. What is going on right now? The Storms are everywhere. The Lurkers are dying. Somehow Shuttle is making this work, ladies and gentlemen, with a handful of Zealots and a couple High Templar and a couple Archons morphing in, and there we go. This hatchery is going to die unless he decides to chase units. But guess who's here? A million more Hydras, because of course there are a million more Hydralisks. Is he just trying to... Okay, these Archons dead, and Hero saves the day again. He saves his third hatch for the second time in this game after a very concerted effort there from Shuttle. And guess who's coming back for more? He shows some interest in expanding this way. But he hasn't yet. He hasn't yet. Which is not super great for him, but, you know, what do you do? What do ya do if you are Shuttle in this situation? He really, I mean, he's shut down this base fairly well. He's killed a ton of drones in that location, I can tell you that much. Lings show up and say, hey, 4th base, what are you thinking about? I know where you're from. You don't get a base there. Is that still no defiler play from Hero? Okay, he's not doing the Jaedong style of getting Dark Swarm, which would do very well in this situation, mind you, where there's a lot of Dragoons out. But no, he's just basically macroing his face off, making units as fast as he can. He's only down by about 9 supply at this stage of the game, which is exactly where you want to be if you happen to be the Zerg player in this situation. So we're 20 minutes in, and I would say, who has the advantage here? I'd say Hero has the advantage here. He's just overwhelmingly macroing right now. He was able to make so many Hydralisks, so many Zerglings, which are perfect answers to what we're seeing here from Shuttle. That said, Shuttle Storms have been basically godlike at this stage. They've been consistent. They've been on point. Not been perfect, but I'll give it a godlike status. That's a lot of Zergling and not many Zealots here. You gotta have good Storms to win this engagement here, Shuttle. Or maybe you just, from distance, kill all the Lings because they don't want to get on top of you, which is fine by you. Alright, so Zerglings finally deciding to engage here just a little bit. Zealot, there's a single Zealot. Okay, 2 Zealots, 1 Zealot trying to engage, but the Storms are good. Holy smokes. Is Shuttle going to do this thing? Hydra's trying to come from the backside, getting stormed right now. This is a very tentative position for Shuttle, very dangerous for the Protoss player. Getting flanked there, coming Zerglings and Hydras from the left side. The Storms have to be from all positions at once right now. Oh, welcome to New Gettysburg Spaceport. It is a storm mecca right now for the Protoss player. But just too much Zerg rolling in. Dragoons getting picked off. High Templar getting picked off, turning themselves into Archons, dying before they can actually get there. This game, you guys, is absolutely insane. Zerglings on top of Zealots. Trying to kill him. No, the Zealots are too strong. The Zealots are too strong. This Archon actually finishes summoning, which I did not think would happen right now. 114 to 91 supply. Again, what an incredibly scrappy game from both of these players. He's going up to try to kill the 3rd base again. There's a handful of Lings here. There are some, 12 Hydras in production. That's exactly what Hero needs right now. That's why these are 2 of the best players on planet Earth, you guys, because they're able to make exactly what they need and be able to use exactly what they have and make it work. The Zergling full surround, though. Archon trying to do what he can. He is dead. The High Templar are gone, trying to summon another Archon, but the Zerglings are getting wiped out by the Zealots again. Oh, all right, and then Hydras show up, and again, Hydra's not that great against Zealots, especially with Storm support. As it turns out, where are these High Templar coming from? From Stork. They're amazing. All right, he's got to get mined out at some point, though. His main base is toast. His natural base is toast. He's mining off of 1 set of minerals, well, 1 set of patches of minerals, and 1 assimilator. It can't be enough to keep going. But that said, hasn't been able to expand either. Has Hero, he's long distance mining from this place that Shuttle was trying to take a 4th base earlier. Lings and Hydras coming in and saying, hey, is there a 4th base we can kill here? And no, actually, there's not. There's not one here. Good golly, Miss Molly. Zerglings running in to try to get something done here at the 3rd base. But the Storm count, the Zealot count, and the Cannon count is just too much. It's way too much. How are the upgrades on these Zerglings, by the way? They have +2 armor and +1 attack, so they're not exactly killing it. Exactly. I have to see them attack to see if they have adrenal glands or not, because I cannot tell. Might have come through the production tab, but I missed it. Who's making 8 Zealots at a time? Another hatch coming up here from Hero. So that's going to be a 5th base from the Zerg player. I really think this is going to be the beginning of the end from Shuttle. He needs to kill this base, or he's done. I almost think he needs to kill this base too, but if he lets this base come down, it is definitely a death knell for him. So upgrades are better here for Shuttle, which is really good. This Overlord scouting very nicely for the Zerg army. A bit of a flank attack here from Hydras and Zerglings, but that's a lot of Archon, a lot of Storm, and a lot of Zealot, and the Zerg army pushes back. Pulls back, rather. You don't really push back. It's more of a pullback type situation. But here comes Shuttle from the south to the north. He recognizes he can't just sit inside his base and hope the Zerg player kills himself, because that's not going to happen. Sorry, not going to happen. Lurker spread, again, very, very good. Zealots don't want to go in there. Coming from the backside, more Zealots, more Lings and Hydras flanking there, coming in to defend here, more Zerglings, and engaging, buffering for the Lurkers very nicely are these Zerglings right now. Lurker's still alive, several more coming on in. From the bottom side, too, this is just every Protoss player's nightmare, is swarm everywhere. Archons fighting it out as hard as they can. Storm fighting it as hard as they can, but no. The Protoss army ends up falling, and that's a good game. Shuttle taps out, and Hero is your winner in 25 minutes and 17 seconds. What a game from Hero. What a game from Hero. He didn't use Dark Swarm at all, which I think should deduct him some points in the Zerg Olympics. But man alive, was his macro impressive there. Upgrades, again, not fantastic. 2-2 on the Hydras in 25 minutes. Really should be a 3-3 at this stage, but he was just making as many Lings and Hydras and Lurkers as he could, positioning them very, very well. And then the surrounds. The multiple times that Shuttle found himself in a surround is just insane to me. It was fantastic Zerg play. Swarm at its best, at its finest in a swarming style. Not the Jaedong style, which we saw earlier this week or last week, which, again, is just technically astounding. But this is more of what Larva does, what Hero does here now is just swarm, 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 attack from all angles, burrow your Lurkers in, try to attack what's good. Right, try to use your Zerglings to attack the Dragoons and the High Templar. Try to use your Lurkers to deal with the Zealots. Try to use your Hydras on the Archons, that sort of a thing. And just fantastic all around here. Both players taking severe hits, but in the end, Hero is your winner. So let's check out this final score screen. 20,000, 204,000 for Shuttle, 202,000 for Hero. Produced 689 units, lost 521 of them, did Hero. Amazing stuff there from the Zerg player, losing a ton of stuff, but doing what he needed to do. And then resources, this is it. This usually tells the story, and today it definitely did. Just more gas mined, more minerals mined, and more spent by a good chunk for the Zerg player. And that helps you in the style where you're just throwing units endlessly at your Protoss opponent and watching them die. And then just hoping eventually the Protoss player runs out of stuff. And that's what happened. Nice job with base denial. Not that Hero worked super hard at it. Not that he really tried incredibly hard to get a fourth base. I don't think he even saw one attempt to warp in, which is a little bit disappointing. But yeah, Shuttle recognized what he had to do, just couldn't quite pull it off. And that happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to Shuttle. All right, well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.